What's up, gang? What's up, gang? Um, Welcome to Gregory the Podcast. Grab your chapstick, grab your water. And let's just talk about some things. Let's skate down the streets of the pop culture because there's some things happening. There's some other things I want to discuss, but let's start here. I guess we'll start with Jayz's freestyle. He dropped last night, or I guess he was performing. And it is hit the streets. It's hit the internet. For those of us who didn't go to the performance, right? So it's out there on the internet. And there's a couple people who've been whacked, who've been tapped. He had knocked on their side door, personally. Um, let's start with Tory Lanez, the dad, and the lawyer. Rock Nation will crumble. Super petty. Super petty. I just want to say that. Super petty. Super petty. Super petty. Much needed, but super petty. And before we get too far into this, for the people who would like to be like, oh, we knew Jay-Z was coming. We quite literally did not. The last that man talked to us, he told us he was in retirement. He'd been throwing brunch parties. We didn't know he was coming anywhere to rap with anybody. But now that he's here, now that he's here, now that he's outside in these streets, he said brunch is over. I think that's funny. Brunch is canceled. Dinner's canceled. Brunch is canceled. Y'all not getting no meals off this weekend. But he's rapping again, so we'll see. The whole shade to the Tory Lanez, the dad, and the lawyer. It like it's funny, but like at the same time, it definitely fuels the narrative of like the Rock Nation being like the bully company a little bit, just a little bit. It fuels that. It kind of fuels the what do they call those people? The conspiracy theorists are gonna be on that. Um, the Kanye whack I thought was cute. He's this man ain't no maniac. Watch how staniac when he in my presence. I thought that was real cute. I thought that was really cute. This he ain't no maniac. At the same time, on the same token, and by the same breath, I feel like the family whack you say for old girl should have been given to the man who said your kids was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't like the. I'm one of those people that don't really like the. It's not the family whacks, but it be the way y'all be attacking the kids. I don't really care for that. But when you do that and you have kids, you open the door. That is my personal belief. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, no, the kids is off limits." There be certain things that make the kids on limits. Um, if you a bad parent and everybody knows it, it's fair game. It's fair game. If you a bad parent and everybody knows it, it's fair game. When kids look like they hungry and they stink, it's fair game. It's fair game. You not on your due diligence. I don't want to hear no. It's so hot. We know. We know. We are for sure aware. His kids are older, and I think he only has like no, he has like three or four of them. And I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, just because you know that's like I guess a spot for her because we're gonna get to that next. But I personally I don't care for like a Jay Z and Kanye going back and forth in some sort of rap level beats. Like we've seen them make a joint album together, so like we've already seen what that could give in my personal opinion. Because I don't think they made that album in like um I don't think they're the kind of artists that would just come together and make an album just for the money of it. I think they came together, made the album, and were absolutely giving as much as they were getting creative inspiration as far as that goes. So I don't necessarily think I need to see them engaged in rap battle against one However, yes, he was going to have to say something eventually about this man saying something about his kids. Because it's one thing for like the public to speculate about it, but again, it's something different when like somebody who's been in your close friends, your inner circle, speaks their piece. Oh, of course, of course. I think um the whack to Drake was like, I think it's two parts, and I'm gonna stand on these two parts. The one I believe is one, obviously Drake just like kind of gave him a little sideways little this, um, and said, "Give me the 500,000 because I can't learn shit from none of y'all." Basically, give me the money. I don't want no dinners. Again, dinners and brunches are canceled as we can see in this time in this domain. But not only that, not only that, not only that, but I think, and this was my theory when the beef was happening, is that a lot of people would get really, really um confused or comfortable. Because he when the big three, Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick were involved in the war games and the activities, right? One of my theories was I think people, the boys who set it out, would get too comfortable with some of the people who either one didn't participate or two had his crown shifted, if you will. Um, because the loss for Drake was very obvious. It was because it wasn't just him losing the rap battle. And I think as a Scorpio that like tears him up more than anything. It's not just I lost a rap battle. I can lose a rap. I can lose a rap battle. I can lose a few songs. One to who he lost to, two, somebody who is not as big in the space as he is. He was not as impactful and influential in the way that they curate sound. It's not saying that Kendrick isn't a great artist. They're just not the same artists. They're apples and oranges, to be quite honest. They don't curate the first off, their fan bases are not the same. Some people there is a crossover in the middle, there is an overlap, but the fan bases are not really the same. So I think it's not just the loss of that, it's not just the public loss of that, it's also the public success of a track that is slanderous. We don't know if it's true or not. We know if it's slanderous, let's say that. Um, but the very heightened public success of that, as well as you suing a major music or media label behind it, which is going to become more common because they have like almost absolved every other company. Like there's only three major companies, and everybody else is pretty much a subsidiary of every other company out there, right? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I think that the yes, the public loss, the public perception, the public success of a song, the this obvious switch up in support of people who say or claim to have supported for such a long time. I think that all adds up. But if anybody can come back from it, I think he has the ability to do so. However, just because you have the ability to come back from it does not mean that won't be challenged. And this is where we kind of see and hear from Jay-Z. But like I'm expecting Drake to get a lot more of this because even J. Cole is encountering some of this where like people are like now thinking like, bitch, you can step to me, you can say anything. And I just want to remind them that like that's a cute tactic, but that's not female rap. That's a cute tactic, but that's not female rap. In female rap, they're very big to like they're very big and very quick to the public at least. It's very big and very quick to like crown hop. Shifts the crown from one girl's head to the next. They're very quick and very like big and on doing this is male hip hop though. This is the male side of hip hop. Those crowns don't shift like that. They don't move like that. They don't move just because the public moves with it. The crown doesn't. Ugh. Yes, true. Whoever like got the streets on lock usually has the crown, but like sometimes Drake is one of those exceptions. Drake is going to be one of those exceptions, right? Mm, but this is where I like we still have to advocate for the people like Drake and J. Cole who in Drake's case he lost and J. Cole's case he forfeited is what you would call it, right? They're still Drake and J. Cole though. They still there. Okay. So while some of the girls is confused and think that you gonna show up with a cute little bop or two. Okay. You wanna show up with a little bop or two. One thing I can say about Kendrick and Drake's beef, it was the fastest exchange of songs we had seen in a long fucking time of beef. The fastest exchange of songs we have seen in a long fucking time. Because I could reference how like it's taken 6 months of like 6 months in female rap for them to exchange like two songs and for you to figure out it was the fastest exchange. So like barring that, knowing that, adding that into the mix, somebody thinking they're just getting it around with like Drake and J. Cole or like remember they're still who they are. So I think not saying that Jay-Z is not out of practice, but I'm thinking you should absolutely remember that. You absolutely need to keep that in mind. Are you really ready to do battle? And I know you think you are. And I know you feel like you are. And I know you've got enough of a catalog and a history behind you to back up that feeling and that thought. Because he's that guy. Sure. Okay. They would say you're winning the war by not answering the music portion. You've been winning the war with all the other stunts. However, also coming out on stage with the afro before we get to the pink wig lady, coming out on the stage with the afro, the boneless afro, um, it literally just takes me back to when she was like his dreads, his box is a topper. Mm, mm, mm. Let's have a moment of peace for the lots. And because she said that comment, I kind of hope like I don't see him nowhere after we saw him with the boneless afro with no locks. Get you some cornrows, get you some I don't know, but don't let us see you with them locks. Cause now I'm gonna think she was and y'all hate for her to be right. Please, please don't prove her right. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Cause out of everybody you double tap on the list, I get yeah, he had hit Jaguar right, but that was that. You want to talk about? Oh, I knew Jay-Z was. That was something he was coming to answer to because Thomas has been on the spree. I honestly can't. I can't believe they let her get so far up on the internet, like so far down. She's a conspiracy theorist, and even if it's like you've burned so much credibility with us that like Even if you were like found to be true about things, you've burnt too much credibility with us. You really have, Jaguar. So that's why I'm gonna move right along, you know? Now the Nicki Wack, she on that stuff again. Chin choking. Can't even take her kid. I've had my bar card for long before many of you, baby, but I don't get into the streets of the tweets and the whacking and the pulling up stats and the doxing people and none of that shit. I'm just for the music, strictly for the music. Mm, mm, mm. Jay, I really wish you hadn't done that. I really wish you had gave like the family whack to the man who deserved the family whack. And I have to talk about it in twofold because I always say that like somebody who's going to bring themselves back from political suicide is Nicki Minaj, and she has committed to political suicide already. However, I do firmly believe this. This man just gave her a fucking not a he didn't unlock the door and crack it a little bit. You opened the door wide open. See, sometimes people be so sure that some people that they can't break down, they can't trick them up because maybe it's a smart girl. Hate her or not, she's a smart fucking lady. She be playing the game and she be playing the fuck out of it. At some point, y'all thought she's gonna self destruct. Possibly. It's a possibility. Always a possibility. You're a greatest enemy. Always a possibility. However, you just gave her the fucking golden door, my guy. You want to see a bitch rise from the dead like this is Nazareth? You just handed it to her. Believe you me, one thing that bitch can do, one thing homegirl in the pink wig can do. And see, y'all never account for this in y'all plans and in your evil. When y'all be sitting in the lab, when y'all be sitting in the lab, mumbling and cackling, y'all never account for the fact of how well she raps. It has been, it has been her saving grace all this many years. Because one thing Shorty can do, one thing, if nothing else, well, you know nothing else about her. One thing Shorty's going to do is give you a nest. She's gonna grab her a piece of pen, kiss it in the holy name. She's gonna grab her a piece of iron paper. She's gonna tear you up. 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 Why? You open the door. You open the door. I'm talking about bust the gates of hell wide open, baby. One thing you think she's her greatest asset is the tweeting. How she tweets 7 billion tweets in an hour. Oh, I forget. That lady's a writer. She's a rapper for real. Maybe a little at times. We be unsure, a little mixy. She gets a little mixy at times. We don't know. We don't know her for real. She gets a little mixy at times. She's a little, oh, what is that? Okay. But one thing she can fucking do, rap her ass. She's one thing she can. I want y'all to remember her brand is not built on her ability to rap, how well she fucking raps. Her brand is actually built on that. She was able to be featured on tracks with men and wash niggas. That's why we fell in love. She could rap. Yeah. She rap well. Yeah. She give us Lil Wayne. Yeah. But she gets on tracks as a feature with niggas and washes them like an automatic car wash. That's what we fell in love with. Now, sir, you want rap for real? The people you call out, that's gonna be a time. That's gonna be a time. If they choose. If they choose to take it to the booth, that's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a cute time. It's gonna be a lovely time. Again, she didn't deserve the family back. And a lot of people are saying, what? Y'all believe she can't get talked about? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. She absolutely has been waiting, okay, for a nigga to get ballsy enough to say her name. See, a lot of y'all think that Drake doesn't defend her in these beef with these women because Drake would gain nothing. Drake gains nothing by defending Nicki Minaj against another bitch. The math, the equation, the limit does not exist. It don't make no sense. It gains no traction. Uh, it gains no traction. It's not that she can't be this. It's the type of this. She has always said, it's not that I can't take a hit, but focus on me. Don't focus on them. Focus on me. And what do y'all always do? Because again, this is the same man that said, this nigga's not a maniac. Watch how sane he act in my presence. He talked about your kids though. And you're saying he talked about my kids, but he's not crazy. And you're talking about she's on that stuff, which by the way, she definitely went to and had a court case with a blogger. And the blogger couldn't say that again because the drug test was clean. Do we not remember that? So also you endorsing like Twitter. It's cute. You're gonna get her to come outside. Trust me. You're gonna get her to come outside. She's been waiting on you. She's been waiting on you. This is the way she always envisioned it. Envisioned. And this may bring about vengeance. But this is the way she has always envisioned it happening. This is the way she's always envisioned it happening. Is you would come outside and rap, and now you have you've given the devil away in. Now, if you don't hear me, one thing that lady can do is rap. You talk about that lady's fan. Literally, you could have not mentioned her and left her over there in Magaland. Oh no! Talking about the can, and y'all know how much she loved her piece of can. Y'all know how much she loved her piece of can. Oh, she's going to gag. Not because of gag worthy, but because like she can't even get out the bed, find her way to the studio fast enough for you. She's gonna get you. She's gonna get you. She's waiting on you at the door. Maybe shortcut everything. New bob, new wig, new color. Put your dupes up. That's gonna be so good to see come outside. Some heavyweights in the game. Some heavyweights in the game. I don't know what's going on outside. I hope y'all don't hear that. Hope my mic not picking that up. Anyway, let's move right along. I just spent enough time on that 3 minute disc. Um, next thing I want to get to. I don't know if y'all be following, but well, hey. Yes, the next thing I want to get to is Jackie. Big Jackie Aina. Jackie. Big Jackie Aina. Is she in trouble with the beauty girls again? Again. Damn, Jackie, you stay in trouble, girl. Let me I'm just start off. Damn, Jackie, you stay in trouble, girl. Like for real. Somebody who's a real beauty professional and a beauty girl, like Jackie was not in this much trouble when she was just on YouTube. Now, This situation, right? Basically, a makeup method was invented by a black shorty. I think she's an overseer black shorty. She's from the overseas. Um, and then some kind of pale man. I don't know. He's got fillers and Botox, so I really don't know what nationality he's supposed to be. Some kind of pale man stole the routine, claimed it as his own routine. You know, the standard shit that goes on in the standard shit that goes on in the beauty world, to be honest with you. Right? So boom. He do the thing, steal the routine, make some palettes, send the promo to Jackie. Jackie does the promo. Jackie under fire because he's a thief. Um, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't care how y'all feel about Jackie. I don't care how y'all feel about Jackie. I'm not letting Jackie go nowhere. I'm not letting Jackie go nowhere. Why? Just 2 weeks ago, James Charles. And not not for nothing, but James Charles don't represent just James Charles the brand. He represent a specific portion of YouTube. And so did this Spell Man with his still in the routine ass. They they represent a specific portion of YouTube that y'all let people get millions and famous off YouTube, and now they're on over here on TikTok doing the same thing. Watch out. A lot of y'all, what y'all really want, y'all want the ability to be able to humble Jackie. Okay, you want the ability to be able to disrespect her. You want to feel like she's coming down to your level because you've gotten to see her go from beauty to luxury. That insults a lot of y'all. It makes you feel like she's tone deaf or where the rest of the world is. I don't think it's tone deaf. I just think her struggle, not your struggle. And you mad. Because then we get all of these static think pieces on on Jackie. And y'all listen, y'all don't have to give me the history or the lore. I was there. I was there when the witchcraft was written. Y'all don't have to give me the history of the lore. I remember Jackie in the early 2009 and 10s, watching Jackie in the late night hour, just like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't. Mm-hmm. Also, didn't start wearing makeup until like 2016. But by the time I had started wearing makeup and I had checked back in with Jackie, because I watched Jackie for a few years and then I took a few off. There were some life changes that had happened, but took a few years, came back to it. Jackie was still there in the space. A lot of y'all will, and during that time, that's when makeup really its big transformation. It's like right around the 15, 16 era. A lot of y'all will try and erase her and all she's done. And I think that's weird. Because no lie, most of the forward movement and at least color pigment and color pigment, black beauty, foundation shades, ranges, that's due to her. Hello? That's due to her. Big Jackie. And no shade, no motherfucking tea. There's girls that came after Jackie that is wonderful. Chocolate girls. Or around the same time even. I think Shalom is how you say her name. Um, and my girl Nima Tang. Nima Tang's beautiful dark skin. But it's Jackie. We all knew Jackie. I think they even knew Jackie. Uh so to get out there and be like, Juvia's place didn't think you nothing because you wasn't our favorite creator. Then who were you watching? Because my content black like that. Jackie or no one. Because to pretend you're a beauty girl and say Jackie wasn't in your fave five, your top 10, you're a liar. The beauty ain't in you. It's like saying you're a nail girl and you don't fuck with Susie. You don't do no nails. Everybody knows Susie. You don't do no nails. You don't fuck with Jackie. What you what you mean by that? You rabbit or something? Because please don't ever think I was getting any kind of fucking makeup or blending tips from no shade. It was LGBT friendly, but it wasn't even there because our secret wasn't out. Please don't ever think I was going over the Nicki tutorials or a James Charles or a Brett Robb. I wasn't. I was going for somebody who looked like me. Jackie gotta look like me. Not like me, but like she looked like me. Me, she black like that. Jackie black like that. So when I hear y'all like painting this narrative and trying to reshape the story, she got into the beef with Juvia's Place because when Juvia's Place launched, imagine being able to find it in the Alta in Alaska because I was in Alaska. And yes, I was able to find it, but because Jackie wasn't fucking with it, I wasn't fucking with it. And if Jackie said, bitch, she said pale creators palette, but didn't send none of us. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. You supposed to be a black on brand. There's something wrong with that. That's it. That's all. Do I know that it caused a lot of slander to her name? Y'all been wanting to do that. Y'all been wanting to take Jackie down for years. But my thing is, y'all didn't put none of this energy to none of them whites, none of them white beauty girls who have given you reason, wording, laughing at you at your misfortune, letting you know we're not the same. Even if you look like us, even if you hued and pigmented like us, we're not the same. So over here, no, we're not doing the Jackie Aina slander. Jackie not going nowhere. That's Big Jackie. And that's because I can't call her Auntie Jackie, but that's more like that's Big Jackie though. That y'all not doing Jackie. No, y'all not doing Jackie like that. No, 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 no. And honestly, it gives me like, and this may not be a good reference, but it gives me the same thing I feel like when not Viola, excuse me, Angela Bassett was sitting there, and that lady won an award for her yoga commercials. Now she didn't win it for the yoga commercials; she won it for a movie, but it was a movie I had not heard of. And you won that award over Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett sat there and what I would say was more of a stoic, but again, after seeing her performance in the movie, oh my God, getting everything was very much worth an award versus Activia. No shade, no tea. And that's kind of what y'all giving. Y'all want to take everything that Jackie's built. Y'all want to take the foundation. Y'all want to take everything, not just like that's big Jackie. Like, are we talking Jackie from the Met? That Jackie that got invited to the Met. And I know y'all feel about a certain way about the Met, but like for a beauty level creator getting invited to the Met, that's like, I don't know if she. I think I watched her behind the scenes. I don't know if she had a great experience or not, but she got invited to the Met. What y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? Acting like Jackie not Jackie is crazy to me. Act okay. It's not peace and love. If Jackie ain't fucking with it, I don't fuck with it. That's because if it's fuck Jackie, it's fuck you too. If it's fuck Big Jackie, then it's fuck you too. Uh, moving right along. No Jackie slander here. Case adjourned. Um, let's go on down. Let's mosey on down the street to some talking human. Now, Dominique is free. Dominique Morgan is free. She's at home. Let me put my chapstick on because y'all don't understand the importance of that. Let me grab some water. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Dominique is home and it's free. Mm-hmm. The Lord is good. The Lord is good unto thee. Let's start here. Because some of y'all don't understand the nuance of her being home. She's home and the whisperer is not. Now I need all of y'all with those TikTok, YouTube law degrees. Set them diplomas on down. Hang up that realtor picture that you have. Huh? That tax repair, credit repair, you put those pictures back up and you go back to work. Because your legal services are not needed. No, thank you. Because the girls was out there screaming 5, 15, 3 to 30 days. Days. Days? That's what they gave her. Days. Why do I keep using the word days like that? Because, you know, a certain amount of time gets to a certain amount of time, we get to roll it over to the next unit of measurement. We ain't even put a month on her shit yet. So those of you with your online legal degrees from DeVry and Augusty, oh girl, please. And if you have a degree from Augusty, you're just gonna have to be offended for a few months because I'm gonna tear y'all up because that's so funny to me. That is so funny to me. It's not funny at all, actually. You spend your thousands of dollars, you need to be reimbursed. But that's so funny to me. But those of you who got your legal degrees from Augusty in Blue Ridge, Augustus, wherever it is, hang it up. Because what happened to we're 30 years? What happened to 30 years? I just want to, what happened to 30 years? What happened to 30 years? 15. 5 to 15. 5 to 15. 30 years. Cause you know. And I'm gonna lean heavily into this because y'all say aggravated stalking and grand larceny was the same. Aggravated stalking. You got on a bitch nerves with your stalking. Yeah, you did that. You were successful in stalking a bitch so bad that they said, girl, I've got to do something. I've got to do something. This is beyond beliefs. This is beyond stalking. Stalking. To stalk. And grand larceny. Larceny. Grind. 30 years. Who? Girl, wait, were you the lawyer on the case? Were you the lawyer on the case? Because I'm not saying that with the information that the public has is not true. I'm just saying something doesn't look right. Something, and for those of you who were advocating for he need to be set free because she's a liar. Okay. This is not a two things can be true at once type situation. This is a two wrongs don't make right. He's wrong for stalking and threatening and planning an attempt to unalive. And if you leave it up to me, he's for planning a mass casualty event. That's not the same. That's not, I don't care what you say. Sure, if she took the money from the foundation, shame on you, girl. Shame. Ain't that what they told Cersei, bitch? Shame. However, if you only served 27 days, 21 days, 14 hours, that you did that. I'm gonna keep my coin purse away from you though. Absolutely gonna keep my documents away from you and Bo. If you did that. If you didn't. And them hoes is just on your name, them rotten ragged nothing ass bitches. Shame on them. However, that still don't mean y'all should be soft. He not a private eye. He not a PI. He not trying to check out where the money is. He not trying to find no money trail. You st- you stalking bitches to be stalking it, and then your cousin gets on the internet. I just smell. Turn in your private eye certificate too. And then y'all got somebody, y'all follow somebody named the spiritual whistleblower. Words have meanings. They mean things. The spiritual whistleblower is supposed to tell on things that are happening in the spiritual that are probably in alignment, not working, not on God or anything like that. What's she talking about? Tell me quickly. No one watches this. So it's what she talks about. The TS. Why are we here? What is here? Weirdo. 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 Now, that's not really what we hear, though. We're here because all of that had transpired. And you know, on Facebook, they had ranked her up. They had ranked her up a little bit. They had carried on that girl a little bit. Now, she has thick skin, and I feel like she could take it, sure. You have to, when you are in that circumference to a starlet, right? To when you are in that kind of circumference, and also they have the kind of platform they have, right? We are not talking about stars who do not talk to us, right? Everybody loves to reference Beyonce. She's everybody's favorite reference campaign, right? I don't care who you are, right? If Kelly went outside and did something, the next time they catch Beyonce outside, that's the first question they're gonna ask. Well, how do you feel about this and Kelly? Uh so when you are in circumference to a certain kind of star with a certain kind of magnitude who speaks to the public, your business is not your business. Dominique's business is not her business. When you are a part of when you floating in the sky and you get near the TF Madison orbit, your business is now our business. The public gonna talk about your business. It's not our business, but the public gonna talk about your business. And sometimes you have to be okay with what comes with that. Now, there was a creator, I believe her name was Kayla, and she kind of said how a lot of us felt in that moment when we were watching that clip. Even myself, even though I didn't go and make a video about it, I definitely sat there and when I watched her, I was like, ooh, she's gonna get y'all. She's gonna get y'all when y'all come home. When she come home, she gonna get y'all. That was cute, but she gonna get y'all. I see what y'all did there, but she gonna get y'all. And this is in the play devil's advocate. You gotta be comfortable about the shit like coming up on the docket because the public is gonna force you on that docket, right? So you gotta be comfortable, right? Just like if anybody on the team had something happen that was public, even on their varying levels and degrees of social media success, if anybody on the team would have something that like went viral, a situation that went viral, such as Dominique having a situation that like hers that went viral, sparking the interest in all the other things she do, like her music, right? If anybody else on the team, because Madison has multiple hairstylists, let's say one of them, y'all would still ask, talk about what's happening with this one or that one. Y'all would demand it because you're nosy. However, the play devil's advocate, it's not always so in a seat of discord. I think Michaela was genuinely like surprised at how they carried, as was I. Um, but I also think that there were other nuances to the situation which drew us to the conclusion of that was weird. Like Craig saying, "Oh, I didn't know she did music. I didn't know she sang." TS knew she sang, but never seen the videos. It's stuff like that. And what we mean by that is she wasn't comfortable sharing that part of her artistry with you. She wasn't comfortable sharing that with you all. And people, that speaks to the varying degrees of what happens in people's relationships and friendships. Is that sometimes we can fuck with us motherfuckers so cool, but we still won't show them our art. We still won't show them that thing that we birthed and created that like literally is tied to a piece of us. And for some people, that means that your friendship may not be um, as close. They'll assume that because of this, your friendship isn't as close, or it isn't. It's lacking something, you know. And of course, they got on the live and addressed it, and Dominique was like, "No, I am gonna have to see that nigga from Hampton though," which is Craig. And it's of course they gonna have to get a little kiki in. They gonna have to roll around in that for a second because she felt like she felt like you carried a little bit, even if she felt the type of way. There's no like shifting around it. She felt the type of way. Like you carry you okay, bitch. You carried a little bit. And I think that one, I think that's what the creator was trying to say is like y'all carried a little bit to be her friends. But it's not in a way of saying like y'all are bad friends or it's just like that's weird. Like we understand y'all can joke like that, but at the same time, on the same token, it was she hadn't shared this before, and also she wasn't there. She hadn't shared this art before, and also she wasn't there. So she wasn't almost like she wasn't able to defend herself in a way, but like I don't want to phrase it like that because it's like they got online and was like very much it's a kiki, we friends, we sisters, da da da, and that's fine, that's cool, great. But this is something that happens. This is a thing that happens for everybody in the general public. You have a friend who doesn't break stories, right? They're not known for breaking the news. They're known for commentating on the news. You have to be ready that when you become the news, you on the docket. You on the docket, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. It's a bit of a long one. Yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all next time. It's all up in the hood. Peace.